All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Andrew Lose It, When These Feminists Ignore Reality. Guys, let's jump in and see what's going on.
Because if you think that they're the only ones, then you can't be like, oh, well, women don't fight in wars because you don't even want them to.
They don't fight in them. They're in support roles.
I just feel like that cannot be true.
Well, it is true.
I feel like there's so many women in the military. You're telling me none of them are on the lines at all?
Well, so, I mean, men need to have people cook food. And
I didn't know. The more you know. So
no, women are not allowed in frontline combat.
I did not know. That's interesting. Do you know, is that like has that been a forever thing, or is that like a...
No, women, actually, feminists have been trying to beat down the door to get rid of this policy, right? And as it turns out, women don't want to go fight in wars. What a shock. Everybody is so shocked by the fact that women don't want to go pick up an M16.
We also don't want to
go to the front line.
Well, I feel like that goes back to that nature versus nurture, though. It's like, I feel like there's more of, I guess, a natural instinct for men to take out their, anger or whatever in something like violence, whereas women wouldn't always go to that point.
Women love violence as much as men do.
But they like psychological warfare. Man, women are like, we're up here twisting your mind.
But isn't it interesting that if you could psychologically get a man to conduct violence on your behalf, that is still something that women like to watch, is the exit of the violence. Well, then why conduct it?
Watch that stuff. When I'm back in school, I used to watch that shit a lot, man. Middle school and high school, females would used to get aroused by guys fighting for them. Such a disgusting thing, man.
Begin with.
Exactly.
Because
love and
women,
peace.
But you just got done saying women do.
Well, I wasn't sure. I know that I've seen women in like military uniforms, so I was just like, well, what?
Well,
like,
yeah, they're in support roles, sure. And
but not in like hand-on-hand.
Well, they're not supposed to be. There have been women who have been in combat, right?
Yeah.
But that wasn't supposed to be how it worked.
Who says supposed to?
Like, you could be a helicopter pilot in a support role who's a female pilot and crash land behind enemy lines. Now you're in combat. That can happen, but that's not.
And
the
I
intention.
can shingle roofs.
Yeah, that's not. It's not the intention.
Though, like, do construction?
She's trying so much to be perfect, guys. This is what I know. She's trying too much to be slick and perfect. She wants to look like she has no kind of wrongdoing, so she's perfect. That's why she's always trying to refute Andrew with these weird comebacks. I mean, it's very hard, guys. This is not a easy task. Because just look at her. She's really because I think from the last episode, again, and I say this multiple times, a lot of these females that come back to the show, they read the comment section because they care too much of what people think about them. This is why she just changed her outfit. She looked more feminine, but now she's just trying to just make sure she's slick, so like she had all the answers. But she's not using logic, guys. I think what Andrew does is he used these kind of platforms just to sharp his knife. Because when he goes to these kind of debates, he's just a monster, man. And this makes sense. And I remember, a lot of these positions are ideas that we need to dismantle and support people like Andrew, because what he does is just incredible.
Are you being serious? Like, you think women are fighting because they want to do construction? Like, I don't know. I just don't. To me? Yeah, I don't think that I've met a single girl who's like physically wants to do any of those things. Women just, I mean,
I'd go a step further and say can't.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be struggling, like, for the same guy could do it. I had to build a table, right? I was on this TV show called Fish Tank, but they literally, so I got punished one day for no reason. I think the audience just wanted me to do it. Every season someone has to build a table. And when I tell you, like, I almost had a mental breakdown. I had to sit by myself. They gave me a saw and some nails, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, wow, really? It's just because I don't want to do it. Like, I don't think any of those girls didn't want to do it. The guy would have been like, oh, sick, I can build a table.
But you have to understand that was because of the social structures and the social engineering. It was the social engineering from the evil patriarchy.
Yeah, wait, let me ask you. She's not even understanding. He just basically mocking her.
But I'm saying women naturally aren't like, because biologically I don't think biologically, it's a combination, I think, of biological.
It's not the biology. It's just they have the capability to do so, right? They have the capability. Right, the capability, but it's not required. God, the guys have the capability, and it is required. So we start developing certain traits very early on by nature. We like to build stuff. We like to break stuff. We like that process of building and destroying, right? Because we want to we get pride of building stuff too. Building, composing, we get a huge aroused by that, right? And also the sense of protection. When you have to protect, you need to build, right? When you want protection, you want to build. In the case of females, although they have the capability to do so, it's not as big as a man. Like, we want to protect. We want to build. We want to secure. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
Like, look, you can reduce. The thing is like, if we were in the case where you couldn't go get a job at an oil rig, right? And there wouldn't be a million government incentives to make sure that you were on an oil rig as Rosie the Riveter, flexing that muscle, you know what I mean? Yeah. Pumping that oil, and you could give that one shot at the camera and be like, I did that. It would be a feminist fucking dream.
Yeah.
Okay, they would love it, they would adore it, it would be a massive photo op, it would be great. By the way, they would love to have double the workforce, because then they could have the wages. Okay, if they had 50% more applicants who were women than men,
I really like your
have the
slippery
wages.
slope fallacy you're doing right now.
There's no slippery slope.
That's exactly. Okay.
You're watching the comments that you see what I'm saying?
What's the fallacy?
The slippery slope. You're like, well, if women go down the oil rigs, then there's gonna be 50% of the workforce, and then the wage is gonna go down.
It's not a slippery slope, and I'll explain why.
Okay, please.
Okay, so if you and I are both qualified for the same job, okay, and we both go and we apply for that job.
Oh, interesting here. Look at this, guys. Let's go back to this. Back to this. Attraction is not a choice. That's the old saying in the red pill community. Look at her IOIs, guys. Look at her.
There's gonna be 50% of the workforce, and then the wage is gonna go down.
It's not a slippery slope, and I'll explain why.
Okay, please.
Okay, so if you and I are both qualified for the same job, okay?
Showing the neck, and flipping her hair. Old school IOI. Old school IOI. You know why? All the guys that she's hanging out with, guess what? They're all simps. Andrew's not a simp. He's just a normal guy. He's very stoic in his emotions. She's attracted to that, guys. And she cannot help herself.
We both go and we apply for that job. The employer has more or less negotiating power than only if one of us apply for that job.
Sure.
Does he have more or less?
More.
He has more negotiating power. Okay, so then.
But that's if any, two male applicants.
So then if you're an oil rig operator, right, and women are capable of doing this job just like men, why wouldn't you want a ton of women to apply for this job, even though it would give you way more negotiating power over wages?
Wait. I'm a little bit confused. Did you say between, like, if a male applicant and a female applicant?
No, just it wouldn't even matter if they're male or female, or two females, or two males. If two people apply for a job versus one, does the employer have more or less negotiating power?
More.
More. So then that would mean that if you were the oil rig operator, if women could do that job, you would actually want a ton of them to apply, because then they have more negotiating power over the wages, right?
I guess.
So then if that stands to reason, how in the world? Why?
Looking at the comments that I'm telling you, she's taking herself.
Would oil rig operators be suppressing women away from oil rig work?
I just don't know if anybody really dreams of working on an oil rig.
She cannot concede it, man. She cannot concede.
Man or woman?
Oh, no. There's men who love that shit. They live for it. They're called roughnecks. They love nothing more than to go work on fucking oil rigs all day long, every day. They can't wait. They dream of that shit. They're 16 years old and they're like, I'm going to be on an oil rig when I'm 19, baby, and I'm going to make that living for us. I'm not kidding.
Because of their dad?
I want to build a table.
I want to build a
table.
Libertariat donated $200. Architecture equals construction. Knowing how to draw a map that balances loads is different from actually building something. That's like saying a naval architect can weld a submarine.
It's true.
Yeah, sort of. But I also feel like that's a completely different industry. Like, not a different industry, sorry, a different trade, welding. But also, ideally, you're.
She cannot understand the metaphor. Oh my God.
architect knows how to build a house so it won't fall down. So they have to have a pretty darn good understanding of construction.
Can I ask you a question? Actually, can I ask everyone a question? Is that okay?
No.
No.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. You know what she's doing, right? She's helping her. And also, I noticed that she cannot contain herself when she's not getting the attention.
How many people here can lift over 150 pounds?
What does that have to do with anything?
No, it
Yeah,
actually
exactly, because she's deviating the conversation to help you and get the attention.
does.
Some of you women do not like yourself.
150 pounds.
Like, like what are those, bench pressing?
Doesn't just whatever. Like you can lift it up.
Well, if you use
How many?
your leg,
How many people here can?
By yourself?
Here. This is better. How many people here can just lift more than 75 pounds?
I for sure can.
Really?
I have to for my job.
Maybe
I picked
75
up my
pounds.
boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
how much does he weigh?
Okay.
145.
How much
No,
do you-
no. He's more like 138.
And how much do you weigh?
120.
Oh, wait.
115, 120.
Wait, hang on. Did you do the thing where you grab the midsection and then use your whole back to pull back with leverage?
I use my knees.
You picked him up with your knees?
I lift. You lift with your knees so you don't fuck up your back.
Yeah, I get that, but that doesn't actually always increase your lift power.
That's fair. That's fair enough. Okay. But my point was, none of you can work construction then. Because you have to be able to lift a certain amount in order to
Can I
work
add to your
construction.
point? Because literally, imagine this, right? Any of you, put yourself in the shoes. You want to wake up at 5 in the morning. You want to go be outside in the sun all day long for 15, 16-hour days, lifting things all day, sweating. Literally, you think that women would ever naturally go to that? Because it's harder for us. There might be one weightlifter girl who would be like,
woman here in Wisconsin. You know where they are? Inside the truck. Inside the truck, guys. They're pretending to be construction worker because they have some pounds on them and they're drinking their Mountain Dew. And man, you look at that stuff and I'm like, man, how in the hell you will even hire a woman for this, man? You're wasting money. Well, I guess it's their money, right?
yeah, that's cool, but she's not going to do that 'cause she's going to be
Okay, these
weightlifting.
bottom broads, they can't hardly bring the iced tea to the workers without going, it's so hot out here.
Literally,
Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
sorry,
You know what I mean?
you're different if you
Are
think
you
you'd want to
for-
do
for
construction
real?
as a woman. It's just insane.
this yellow jacket's so ugly.
You lift two things, you're like, yeah, I did that. Did you guys see that? I lifted it.
I mean, if you were raised by like a single father and like your father taught you how to do construction, I'm sure.
I'm not saying
It's not about knowing how to do it. We can know how to do
point
it
is-
and not be strong enough to do it.
And my point is not that it can't happen.
We could
It's
learn
just
pick you.
not
We're
very
smart,
common.
but we can't physically be able to do the same things as a man. Where again, it might take us 2 hours to do the same thing a guy can do.
Exactly.
Because of our physical abilities.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that there's not like there's not women that have those physical.
there might be one.
Just because you're
I've
incapable
seen
does not
women
mean
in
everybody
construction
else
do
is.
that.
I don't know one single
I've
girl.
Oh, yo, that sounded like an Instagram post, bro. Listen here. She's still looking at the chat, guys. She's liking that attention. Look at that.
Cool abilities.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that there's not like there's not women that have those physical.
There might be one.
Just because you're
I've
incapable
seen
does not
women
mean
in
everybody else
construction
is.
do
I don't know
Yeah,
one single
I've
girl.
seen
I don't
women in
in my
construction.
whole life. I don't know one single girl who was like, "Daddy."
You got a
My
lot of-
dad does
there's a lot of
construction.
Dunning-Kruger
By the way,
going on over here. with
my
the,
dad-
You are way more capable than I think.
Yeah.
You think you are way more capable of doing these
My
things
dad
than you
was a
actually
construction
are of doing
so
these
I can-
things.
Says
My-
who?
yeah.
Says you?
I have fucking eyeballs. You weigh 90 pounds. You're not getting on a roof and shingling
she
it.
can definitely do
It's
it if she
fucking
puts her mind
crazy.
to it.
Like I have eyeballs. Like
you want a reward for it.
How about we do this?
She
How
did.
about we
She's like,
do
look
this?
at me, I did this.
crazy.
So this is what
That's
we're gonna do. This is
you
what, like Lucy,
girl.
There's roofing companies in Santa Barbara. I'm gonna maybe they
You're
can
gonna
reach
you're
out.
gonna apply me?
I'm gonna have you do a day with a roofing company. We're gonna film it. We're gonna film it.
Okay,
How much am I getting paid for
I'll
that?
do the same day.
Okay, then you have to challenge them to learn
That's
how
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
a woman's
What
job.
makes you capable?
What?
Can you lift
Yo.
175 pounds, Andrew?
Yeah.
Wow, so difficult.
Yes.
No.
Are there
Yeah.
any
Yes, I can.
any roofing company owners in Santa Barbara who?
She's nervous, bro. She got nervous quick.
Women's
What
job.
makes you capable? Can you lift 175 pounds, Andrew?
Yes.
No.
Look.
Are there
Yeah.
any?
Yes, I can.
roofing company,
Look at that,
any
look at that.
roofing company owners in Santa Barbara who?
But I know, but I'm not just talking.
Man, this smell like a rage quit, huh? This smell like a rage quit.
About me, I'm saying that there probably are women who do want to do it.
Yeah.
Where?
Probably.
I don't know.
It's a very small
Nowhere.
demographic. Just like
I've never heard of one woman complain that they
here,
can't do
it
construction.
stands to reason. If it was the case that women were as capable of doing these jobs as men are, right? You claim, no, it's a social stigma. From a business owner's perspective, if they get way more leverage in negotiating, if they have more applicants, why the fuck wouldn't they want women who are just as capable to apply for those jobs?
Also, sorry, but
Yeah,
those
like,
would be
honestly-
considered diversity hires.
Probably because of stereotypes. Like they probably think, oh well, they probably think what you think. Oh, well, this woman, she's skinny. She might not be able to like lift. She might not be able to get it done as
Stereotypes,
fast.
they care about money.
I know, but they don't want to pay that same person more if they think that they're going to take longer to do things.
No, by you applying, they necessarily have the leverage to pay everybody less. They can necessarily.
Yeah, she like Andrew. She like Andrew, I'm telling you. But she's hanging out with a lot of simps. You see what I'm saying? Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like always, guys, I will see you in our next one.